Hi, my name is Amanda Quintanilla. I'm a resident of San Clemente for more than 47 years. And I've been speaking at the TCA meetings for about a year and a half. Last year at the TCA Public Forum, people that attended had their First and Fourth Amendment rights violated. We were given video consents that allow the TCA to change, modify, or edit the content of our opinion. Essentially, they could restrict our speech or change our message at their own discretion. This is wrongful censorship of our First Amendment rights under the United States Constitution. Security prohibited attendees from bringing in small signs or wearing t-shirts, hats, or pins, buttons that expressed a message. People had to take off stickers on t-shirts and hats that had the word no on them. Furthermore, the separate us between gender, based on gender, male and female, going from one line to the next. Furthermore, they searched our purses and backpacks and confiscated small signs, papers, brochures, and pre-written questions, which is against our Fourth Amendment rights under the Constitution. I bring this up because at the TCA meeting on August the 9th, another speaker and I were both silenced. We read a letter from Daryl E. Johnson, OCTA CEO, written to Mr. Cramen, CEO of the Transportation Corridor Agencies. This letter was important because it informed the TCA that the OCTA had been working collaboratively and comprehensively for the last 30 years, providing effective plans for traffic relief. It also cleared up statements and letters that were sent to Senator Beall regarding AB 382, which is Rocky Chavez's bill. Unfortunately, during the other speaker and I, the microphones were turned off at the podium, and then the volume for the entire room was turned off. By turning off the volume for the entire room, it did not allow people in the room to hear us or those who were streaming live to listen to the meeting. This was a deliberate suppression of our First Amendment rights of freedom of speech. I emailed the majority of the TCA Board of Directors regarding this matter, and I only received 3 responses. In my email, I asked all the directors if this was a First Amendment violation, specifically the restriction, the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech. And it's a shame that only 3 of the directors responded. I should have received a response from everyone that I emailed, since they are supposed to uphold the rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution.
My name is Brian Mertz. I'm a resident of San Clemente. I've lived here since 1992, and I'm a firm opponent of the toll road. Just one comment. I think a lot of other comments that are made by Dan Bain and other people like that are very much to the point. But this one is, let's say you get all that traffic that you anticipate through San Clemente. What are you going to do about San Diego? We already have traffic back up into San Clemente on weekends, busy times during the week. You can barely get down there without, I don't know, maybe an hour, even to Encinitas. They're not doing anything to expand that road. So if we wind up with 6 lanes and toll lanes and all that sort of stuff going to the county line, and they're doing nothing, it just backs up more traffic through San Clemente. So this is not an OCTA problem, it's not a TCA problem. This is a major problem in the transportation infrastructure of all of Southern California, Orange County and San Diego County. I guess the other point that I have is that this is totally unneeded in terms of, the trumped up, excuse the expression, traffic projections that you guys are basing this on. It's ludicrous. You right now have a freeway to nowhere that you pay way too much money in tolls. If you're going to have a toll road that comes all the way down, or managed lanes through San Clemente that cost even more, I just can't see where the number of people who are going to be coming from Rancho Santa Margarita or wherever out in that area are going to be able to use this road to any benefit. It's just going to create a huge traffic jam through San Clemente, in addition to destroying our quality of life here, which is my main objection. So anyway, thank you for your truncated attention, I'm sure, and best wishes to you all in keeping your toll road to yourselves. Bye.
Okay, my name is Lori Burrows. I've lived here for over 40 years, probably closer to 50 years, and I'm really surprised that we're having this discussion. Having lived in a city that's called the Spanish Village by the Sea, I really honestly don't think that Ole Hansen would ever imagine such a discussion. To have flyovers, enormous concrete structures flying through the city, it's just an insane idea. So I'm totally against the toll road, and I think it's a very bad idea.
Hi, my name is Alan Corson, and I'm a resident of San Clemente. I've lived in San Clemente since 1976. I'm a former member of the City Council. I have helped write the general plan for our city in 1980, and again, I was the chairman of the General Plan Advisory Committee, most recently that rewrote the general plan that we now use. The tollway through San Clemente would be the worst idea ever to hit our city. It would totally destroy it. What used to be and still is a very nice community city with wonderful people and a small town feel, if you put a huge interchange at a very vital intersection going over our local high school, you would destroy our city. And then putting in the 2 lanes that would have to connect all the way to the county line would be the finishing touches. We already have the parking lot from the church, which sits above this intended interchange, failing. I can't imagine. It's the entire area is a earthquake fault zone. It has to be protected, not abused. And putting in a tollway off-ramp at Del Cerro would just be right in front of, almost next to the high school itself. This is a bad idea. I can't imagine why they would even consider putting that number 14 option through San Clemente. I was very glad to see that the option going around behind San Clemente was not chosen, because that would have gone through a preserve area. It would have gone through San Mateo Creek. But to have a fallback position going through the center of our town is absolutely abusive by the tollway. The tollway has gone beyond the need for its existence. It ought to phase itself out. And the city of San Clemente and the other people, I could understand why Irvine and Orange and Tustin and everybody else would like to go through our city, would make their lives more convenient, but it would ruin ours and destroy our city forever. I hope that when the options are given some very serious thought, that 14 is thrown in the dumpster, as San Clemente would be if that was the accepted route. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gail Hyduk. I live at 409 Calle Pueblo, San Clemente, next to the Broadmoors, across from the high school. I am ground zero to look at the toll road. I don't want the toll road. I don't think there's a need for it. I think nobody's looking at the future of technology, and in smart cars, smart roads, et cetera, aging population, people working at home. Nobody's really looking at that. I don't see any of that information anywhere in any of the research, and it just drives me crazy that nobody's actually looking at the economy in the real world. They just want to build a road and pave over paradise. But since they don't care about paradise, let's ask some questions. Does the TCA have the legislative authority to build managed toll roads on the 5? And are they willing to use eminent domain to destroy a historic town? Second, why is a $2 billion project, and that's just a quote, that's an estimate, that's a guess. We know none of the figures on any of the other roads have even been close to what it is. So I'll ask the question again. Why does a supposedly $2 billion project, why is it needed for 2% traffic relief? Sounds pretty stupid for me. If anybody does the math, that's pretty bad math. Last, do you agree with the city's IBI study, which showed that more traffic relief would be accomplished through the completion of free arterial system, free county arterial system as opposed to the toll road extension? These are big questions. These aren't answered anywhere. Please look to the future. Don't look to the past. Anybody who's looking to the past today is really, really is stupid. Just, it's the future. Hire some people from the big companies. Hire the Google people, hire the Facebook people, hire the McDonald's people who know where to put things. Hire some really intelligent people who know how to look toward the future, because you guys aren't doing it, and you don't have the right to destroy a town when you don't even have the research and the right information. It's not fair to anyone. And I don't want my future children and their children and their grandchildren to be paying for a road that is not needed.
My name is Gada Gantus. I live in San Clemente, and I'm in the area that's impacted by the proposed Route 14. I am opposed to any of the routes coming through South Orange County, including the toll roads that would be coming down the 5, that would take homes and businesses along either side of the 5. Our home would be impacted by Route 14, and I just can't understand how a proposed route is being even considered where it could go near an area or would go near an area that is already compromised. St. Andrew's Church has suffered, the parking lot has been suffering. It's damaged. We've had landslides for over a year. They've lost a lot of their parking spaces because of that, so I just can't imagine how a plan that would go through that area is even feasible, or why should it even be considered. So along with that route, I'm opposed to any of the others that are being proposed, including the ones that would take the toll lanes and add them to the 5 freeway on both sides. I also would like to find out how the proposed routes are going to be paid for. I read recently in a document that was presented by the TCA to Caltrans, I believe it was highlighting the routes and the potential cost, or the estimated cost at this point, and also where the funding is going to come from. And the TCA has said all along that they don't use public funds. However, in that document, they specifically say that they would come from development impact funds, from toll road revenue bond funds, federal, state, and local funding sources. So to me, that doesn't say no taxes are being used. So we are paying to use the toll roads, we are paying to maintain the toll roads, and now we are also going to be, potentially our homes are going to be damaged, and our way of life is going to be damaged if these routes go through our city, or in general, South Orange County. They're not needed. We can get around fine with the arterials if they just get developed and completed. We do not need any more toll lanes in South Orange County. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tom Addis. I'm a San Clemente resident. I'm basically here to oppose the toll roads, and I'll explain why. TCA states that traffic will increase roughly 60% by 2040, and the proposed project of expanding the toll road will reduce that congestion by 2 to 8%. Probably not a great return on a $2 billion investment. So also in March of 2018, the IBI group was commissioned to do a study. They came in, looked at everything, and said extending the toll road would actually increase miles that are driven and vehicle time delayed in traffic. So once again, things aren't adding up. According to OCTA, the proposed extension not only would require the $2 billion, but would also only serve approximately 10,000 drivers a day. So when we could just maybe expand our own infrastructure, there's some other arterial roads out there that would roughly cost roughly 10% of that $2 billion project and still alleviate congestion. So the question is, why would anyone spend billions of dollars to create something like this when there's a feasible alternative? Well, we'll kind of dig into those facts. A couple of those things are, the TCA was created as a temporary agency, and according to AB 382, was supposed to repay their bonds and then disappear. I firmly believe that they're looking to be more of a state-run agency over time. They haven't paid down the bonds as promised, even though they had record revenues in 2017 of $312 million. And some of the supporters happen to be people like Lisa Bartlett, who is an Orange County supervisor, however, is also on the TCA board. That, to me, from a common sense standpoint, says conflict of interest. Just follow the money, folks. I mean, that's how things work. So, there's just a lot of things that continue to transpire, paying hundreds of millions of dollars, TCA is, to high-priced consultants to prove out a theory that, unfortunately, has no merit. So, appreciate the time. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Kay Kearney, and I've been a manager of emergency medical transportation services, including 911 ambulance providers in Orange County and Los Angeles for over 25 years. I know the importance of having accurate roads that can get to access to critical care hospitals. I know the importance and how hard it is to maneuver the streets in Orange County and Los Angeles. It is important for us to realize that when the traffic congestion is full, people are on the roads, they don't often hear the ambulances and the sirens. I encourage the TCA to consider opportunities and alternatives in expanding the toll road. Lives will be at stake if we don't do something. Thank you.
My name is Minch Fong. I'm a resident at San Clemente. I was at this meeting on October 24th. I did not heckle anybody. I did not shout any words. I listened respectfully. And I've come to the conclusion that we do not need this toll road. The multiple studies that I've heard tonight indicated that it's not necessary. And therefore, I would like to voice my opinion that the toll road is unnecessary. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kristen Underwood. I am a resident and small business owner here in San Clemente, and I am just one more voice saying please no toll road through South Orange County, and more specifically San Clemente. I've been working on the no toll road project for the last 2 years, and thus far not much has changed in terms of better ideas or better plans. It's just the same rehashing of the old. I do a lot of driving around Orange County to different job sites, and far and away there is little to no traffic down in South Orange County, especially now that HOV lanes have extended through Pico. I would hate to see this small town devastated by a giant toll road flying through the middle of town, and especially destroying hundreds of homes and small businesses. We're a pretty tight-knit community, and this would just be devastating for us. So once again, asking you to please vote no for the toll road and come up with some better alternative solutions that are more forward-thinking and more progressive, and taking into account the future of transportation, both in terms of electric cars and other methods, and what we actually need for roads and traffic congestion, and not just more toll roads. Thanks again for your time.
Hi, my name is Scott Reinhardt, and I am a candidate for the Assembly District that will represent Assembly District 73, which includes San Clemente. And I'm just here to support the folks, the good people of San Clemente, in their opposition to the toll road. I got a lot of feedback from folks down here in San Clemente, and believe me, they do not want it. And I believe it impacts other people in the 73rd Assembly District who say they also do not want it. And I'd just like to go on record that I am opposed to the expansion of the toll road through your city. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura Conoval. I've been a resident of San Clemente since 2006. And a huge part of the reason why I moved to this town and decided to move here with my family when we had the choice to move anywhere in Southern California was because of San Clemente's charm, open spaces, and the promised protection of those open land areas, hiking trails, and protection of the ocean. When I moved here, the big fight was save trestles, and I quickly learned that there was a huge fight happening against the TCA because of the toll road. And I paid attention, read newspaper articles, followed everything, donated to the fight, and knew that the Surfrider Foundation was a huge opponent to that. And I think myself and most of my friends and anyone that I knew in San Clemente felt very relieved when we heard about the Surfrider agreement with the TCA, that they could never build down through the Trestles area, and we were thrilled, and we thought that the fight was over. And I think that the TCA was also thrilled with that, because they thought that the San Clemente citizens would just sit back and relax and think that, okay, well, now we can build the road anywhere that we want to through town, and no one will really know. And so anyways, when myself and several other residents learned that the TCA was still planning to build through town, we became enraged. I am a proponent of family, of our neighborhoods, protecting green spaces, protecting our environment, protecting our kids, the safety and health of our children. The planned, pathways for the toll roads through San Clemente will completely destroy the town, destroy home values. I'm a real estate broker and local agent in town, and I know specifically how horrific that will be, both to homeowners, our biggest investment for the majority of us, and also, it will hurt San Clemente with tax revenue, et cetera, property values, et cetera. Going back to, how the health and safety of our children should be paramount to the TCA. It should be paramount to our city council. It should be paramount to all of us. And really, we should all be collectively enraged by the thought of having the TCA come through and bulldoze through our town. So I know myself and many others are adamantly opposed to the toll road, and I will be happy to speak against it anywhere. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, my name is Ron Seaver, longtime resident of San Clemente. Been surfing here my entire life. 68 years old, spent most of my life in San Clemente. And I'm absolutely sickened by the thought of this city being bisected by another toll road. But my main comment that I wanted to make tonight was the presentation to hear when the board members are sitting up on the stage, and the graphics up there were almost at least 1/3 blocked by human heads, and the charts and graphs were totally illegible from, I'd say, halfway back to the majority of the audience. So next time they have one of these meetings, please make it a little more legible and get your heads out of the way and abolish the Toll Road Commission. They've got way too much authority, and they sit up there like they're gonna ram it right down our ass whether we want it or not. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eileen Seaver. I'm a 30-year resident of San Clemente. Grew up in Orange County, coming to San Clemente to the beach, and Doheny before it was a marina, camping in this area, love this area. And when we bought our home up in Rancho San Clemente, we looked at a master plan of the community. We knew that we were going to have more building behind us and that there was going to be an industrial center, but I did not see on any projected plans 30 years ago of any kind of a road that would bisect the area. Rancho San Clemente was sort of the ugly stepchild. When it was built, we were the ugly pink homes on the hill, and Talega took that away from us. Thank you, Talega. But they built a beautiful community there and beautiful roads all through their mellow ruse. And I hate to think that a community that is coming together to oppose something can be so completely ignored, it would seem, by a commission that is proposing something that obviously seems outdated and unneeded and unwanted. So I would like to say, please do not ruin our beautiful community. There are other alternatives. Dating myself, going to Disneyland as a child, which was built when I was about 5, they came up with this thing called the monorail, and we were told the monorail was going to run along all of our freeways and in the middle. So obviously developers threw out my whole lifetime, have never got it right, and everybody always blames somebody else. But what we've got to do is start listening to each other. Integrity is an important thing. My father had great integrity, and I think that people who work on commissions that are supposed to be helping people should think about that and think about their integrity and what their life story is going to be. Do something good for the community and the people of your surrounding communities. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, Senate Transportation Hearing Committee. We're hoping that you are enjoying all of the statements, and I just want to let you know that it's been 1.8 years that the TCA has held multiple routes over, let's just say 20,000 homes and businesses, over special needs parks, over our aquatic center, over our parks. Some of the routes are so special, they're even on campus at high schools. What do you make of that? But the TCA clarified for one of the high schools, it'll just be 10 feet next to the high school. Sorry, there's a law, 500 feet for freeways in schools. It's a funny thing, those laws. They really get in the way. So let's talk about the laws. This is a contentious project that has been fought for 20 years, much litigation. For some reason, there's a gentleman, you probably know him, he's on the other subcommittee in the House, Mr. Frazier, decided that he was gonna give the TCA segmented, abbreviated CEQA and NEPA. In San Clemente, we want to know what that means. We have a beautiful place. We have a town by the beach. We have our own watershed. We have a lot of open space that's been designated open space between the city and also federally protected as part of the plan of Orange County with various corridors for wildlife. It's important to us being next to the beach and having that ocean resource that we make good choices. So what does it mean when a project like this is given segmented CEQA and NEPA? What does that mean for this project? It's pretty creepy. Let's talk about the process. The TCA interviewed 45 people. I'm sorry, there's like 32 million people in Orange County. 45 does not represent even a smidgen of the residents in Orange County. So let's just say an unusually bizarre small sample size for what they are calling mobility solutions. If you look at our site, it's called San Clemente Traffic. We've taken a SIG-alert picture twice a day for over 1.8 years. And you will see that South Orange County doesn't have a regular traffic problem. Mid-Orange County, North Orange County, they have bad traffic problems, okay? They're also on the board with the TCA representatives of the JPA agreement. But we don't have that bad traffic. Why are people in Northern Orange County making decisions that are so harmful for us when we don't share their same traffic problems? The other thing I want to talk about is we have OCTA and Caltrans. Why does Orange County get its own special tax? My house costs $5,173 for the TCA development fee. We're talking 11 years ago. Over a 30-year mortgage, that'll be $16,000 to $20,000 that we will have to pay, depending on our interest rate, just for that initial development fee. Guess what? You'll never believe it. The Joint Powers Agreement says you have to review the development fees annually. The board does. Guess what? They increase it automatically.
Okay, my name is Georgette Corson. I'm a resident of San Clemente. I oppose the toll road. San Clemente, I'm a past president of the San Clemente Historical Society, and San Clemente has a rich and vibrant historical identity. We have 200 of our original 320 historic structures. There are many communities that you could build a toll road through them and it probably wouldn't make a huge difference, but San Clemente is not one of them. San Clemente is a town that is very much as it was originally. We have a vibrant and active Main Street. You can still get your shoes resoled on Del Mar. We have Nick's vacuum cleaner where you can get your lamp cord redone. I mean, it's just like life in the 50s. And the people that live here are invested in the community. They love San Clemente. They bought homes here. Their children have gone to school here. There's an identity that we value. And running a toll road through our community, up over our high school, up over our freeway, it will destroy our city. And it will destroy the Presbyterian Church is a beautiful, beautiful structure. For San Clemente, I understand that will be taken out. The Ralphs is one of the most beautiful markets you could possibly go to. That will be taken out. This community is just not a place that you should be able to come down here in order to try to have some theory of maybe alleviating traffic. I don't think it will, that you could come in and ruin an entire community, destroy the lives of 60,000 plus people that live here. It's not right. It needs to be stopped. And I'm ashamed of the other communities around us that won't speak up on our behalf. I can't think of an area that would be a worse place to run a freeway through than San Clemente, unless maybe it's Laguna Beach, where I grew up. So I'm opposed to this in the strongest terms possible.
Hi, my name is Stephen Allen Smith. I'm 59 years old. I have a wife and children who live in town. I've lived in this area since '76, went to high school in Dana Hills in '77. Thank you for letting me make this small, brief presentation. I am passionate and I am adamantly opposed to the toll road coming through San Clemente. It's just not a good idea. If you think of all the studies that have been done, it doesn't help. My knowledge base is simply from heart, meaning we don't want it here. It's can create more traffic as it hits the I-5. It's just not a good idea. But there's other alternatives we could all discuss proactively. We can perhaps come up with better ideas, but not ruining a small seaside town. We adore this town. We love this town, and it's simply 100 feet wide, 30 feet tall, going right through our hiking areas. That when we bought our home, actually we bought our home in 2001, and we signed the papers. I remember the night my wife and I did it. We know there's a nuclear plant nearby. We had to sign these things. We know we live near a dump in Forester Ranch. But a toll road coming right through, our property values would just plummet. And already the realtors are telling us that they have to due diligence. I mean, not due diligence. They have to tell people when they buy a home now that there's a toll road possibly coming through. And so the property values are already going down, literally. But thank you for letting me say this. Those of you that really are listening to the citizens of this town, please hear us. It's not what we want. We are opposed to it. It's going right over, as you've heard many times, over the athletic fields. It's going right by the schools. I used to work at the Ralphs they're talking about, and destroying a town literally for what? That's our question, is for what? For what purpose? To keep the persons that make money off this, to keep them happy? Or is it really to help a city, a town, a community? South Orange County doesn't need a toll road. As others have stated, going east to west is more important, getting people moving, and there are ways to do it. I do also know that the 241 going onto the 91 is a nightmare. I've been in there for an hour and a half waiting to get on a freeway. That's similarly what they're looking at doing if it comes to the I-5. Again, thank you. I live in this town. We love this town, and I'm closing now. Thanks.
My name is Marie Kirk, and I have been a resident of San Clemente for about 25 years now. When I purchased my home, if I would have known there was a toll road going through, I would not have purchased here. I moved here because of the open space and the small town atmosphere here. That's wonderful. I would think that this toll road would just devastate a community by taking away homes, businesses, houses of worship. And the TCA has been dishonest. We have been doing meeting after meeting, giving input year after year, and I'm tired of it. OCTA has done a phenomenal job with the improvements that they've made to traffic here. I have been spending plenty of time on the freeways recently, and Northern Orange County has terrible traffic issues, and I understand they're going through some construction right now. I have been commuting to Riverside, to Long Beach, to Lakewood, because I have family members in hospitals. And to take the 91 and take that managed toll lane, which I do not pay, because even the people paying, they're not moving. It's just bottleneck there. The TCA needs to be abolished. It's a waste of money.
My name is Lisa Paredes, and I've been a San Clemente resident for 24 years. I am adamantly opposed to the toll road, and I think that the Caltrans has done a fabulous job with all the improvements, and we've endured years and years of improvements, and they have provided traffic relief. The TCA is not necessary. It is fiscally irresponsible, and San Clemente does not want this to happen. We don't want the toll road. I feel like, you know, all the open space that we enjoy, and I hike every single day in the mountains, and I can't imagine that that open space would be taken away and that endangered species would be at risk. There's just so much that's wrong that would happen with the TCA if they were to go through with the toll road, and I just urge them to be abolished. And I think the OCTA has done a wonderful job, and we need to stick with them and their mobility ideas. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tracy Denny, and I've lived in San Clemente for 42 years. And I just want to say that I 100% oppose having a toll road in San Clemente. I've traveled more than probably anyone in San Clemente. I drive all day long, and we used to have a problem in San Clemente with traffic when we were having the construction. We do not have a problem anymore. And I just want to say I do not want to have a toll road. I worry about the animals. I worry about the health of the kids. I worry about all of our health in San Clemente with having a toll road coming over with pollution. And I do not want a toll road. And I just want to go on record to say San Clemente doesn't want a toll road, will not support it, will not use it, will not pay for it. Do not want it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, hi, my name is James Reed. I'm a resident 23 years in San Clemente. The TCA board had mentioned that one of the biggest concerns was because they wanted to be able to have jobs move freely back and forth. And the bottom line, for the past 23 years, our traffic issue has never been Monday through Friday. The traffic issue has always been Saturday and Sunday. There's no question about that. On top of that, I totally am against Route 14. That's just insane. And I urge other board members of the TCA to strongly go against that. I wouldn't want eminent domain to happen to somebody on the other side of the country, let alone right here in my backyard. So whatever we can do to go against this, I totally implore you all, you know, use your mind. Thank you. I'm done.
Okay, my name is Sue Griesbach. I'm a resident of San Clemente. I am opposed to the toll road. I wanted to just mention three particular bullet points. First is that the director of planning from the OCTA who spoke, the second or third in line there, said that 90% of the people coming from out of the county are coming from LA County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County. Why the heck are we not looking at east-west solutions? This just seems really off. Secondly, I think that the TCA as an organization has lost a lot of credibility. The consultants they've hired seem very biased. Some of the very lame alternatives, such as number 14, just seem like a no-brainer that it's not a workable solution. Speaking at the monthly TCA meetings, they seem to ignore the people that come and speak there. And finally, their poor financial track record. So basically, they just have not got a lot of credibility with me and with people that I speak with. The third thing I just wanted to mention is that toll roads in general seem like a very archaic solution at this point in time. Why are we even talking about toll roads? We need to look at some other things that are more out-of-the-box thinking than toll roads.
Yes, my name is Judy Jones. I live in San Clemente. I've been a resident of San Clemente for 22 years. I've opposed the toll road since it was going to go to Trestles, and I don't believe that we need any more toll roads. I think that the TCA has been totally financially corrupt and has never done what they promised. So why should we continue to put any money into it? It also is not a solution for the future. There is really no need to have a TCA. We have enough other transportation boards, the OCTA, the Caltrans, these various agencies, and we also need our government at all levels to be paying attention to what we here in San Clemente want. We really should be looking at things for the future and more mass transit and other ways to get people places. So as one person already spoke tonight, said paving more cement in our city and disrupting homes and businesses and the environment is not the way to go. So just get rid of the TCA, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Veronique Massé, Vero, as most people call me here. I've been living in San Clemente for 8 years. Unfortunately, this is my first meeting. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I'm definitely against toll road. The idea of having a road right in the middle of the schools and the middle of San Clemente is not, it's crazy to me, and especially hearing the research they did, and they said that it would only help by 5.5%. To me, it's not a good enough change to spend a bunch of money and divide our city. And that's beside like all the animals that live here too, and the business, the house, and I think it's a bad idea altogether.
Hi, my name's Estella Hosea. I'm a 10-year resident of San Clemente. I just want to make a few bullet points. I am vehemently against the toll road. The IBI study that our city conducted showed that the toll road was not needed and that it would actually make traffic worse. And I think that seeing what happened with the 241 freeway just goes to show that traffic would back up for miles and miles and create more congestion. Another point I'd like to make is that our city needs tax revenue from the businesses, and the TCA, with their eminent domain and destroying many buildings, homes, and apartments along El Camino Real would basically, decimate a lot of our tax base there, and I'm against that. Let's see. I just don't think that TCA can justify as well their development fees that they charge. Every family in San Clemente that owns a home has been paying these for, for however long they've resided here, and it's just a waste of money, and they haven't paid down the debt and the bonds on the 73, and they keep extending, the life of the bonds, and that's just, I think they see us as an ATM, with a never-ending ATM that they don't have to pay off, or like a credit card. The final point that I want to make is that in light of the problems and the lack of protections at Tesoro High School, I don't understand how they can justify going over Vista Hermosa, San Clemente High School, and many other schools and areas without regard for the students and the teachers and everyone who will be breathing the toxic air that's produced by this extra toll road. So once again, I am opposed to the toll road and in any part of San Clemente. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Pamela Joy Glass, and I've been in San Clemente in my 12th year resident since 2010. I love this city. I didn't even know it existed until 2006. We're sitting in Ole Hansen's fire chat room, and this is a very, very sweet room where lots of functions take place. I want to speak about the toll road, and I want to tell you my allegiance to the Ahakaman tribe. It's an update from 1492, Christopher Columbus and the American Indians that were there that taught him how to survive, white men how to survive. So this plea is for the Ahakaman tribe. This plea is for Earth Day. Reduce, reuse, recycle every single year that we celebrate in our band gratitude, and the gratitude that I have for this village, for that man, Ole Hansen, and his financier also, Henry Hamilton Cottons. And this is a little slogan that I jingle through the streets night and day, now and always, no S at the end. No toll road, property sold, Ahakaman tribe came first. No toll road, property sold, Ahakaman tribe came first. No toll road, property sold, a Hakaman tribe came first. We have Billy Jack on our side, and Billy Jack is that man, that portrait of that man up on that fire, what do you call it, fireplace. And we look up to him like we look up to Uncle Sam and voting each 4 years. Please listen to this plea and take it to heart. No toll road, property sold, a Hakaman tribe came first. No toll road, property sold, a Hakaman tribe came first. No toll road, property sold, a Hakaman tribe came first. In the name of the Father, and of the Mother, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, TCA, for hearing us and answer.
Hi, my name is Andrew Morrow. I'm a resident of San Clemente. A couple points I want to state about the TCA being: one, a homeowner; two, in commercial real estate, so very attuned with the business community; and three, being a daily commuter from San Clemente, and a lot of people here who live here aren't. One, I think the improvements that have been made to the 5 have been very beneficial, and the impact of that has not been studied behind the proposals that are on the table. So I think we need to urge the TCA and everyone to wait, let the changes that the TCA has made thus far fall into place, and just let things develop. And I think the home value impact and the impact to the commercial business industry will be extremely negative here in San Clemente, and still not sure who is actually being helped by this, except for residential traffic on the weekends. Otherwise, it's a non-impact and a very negative impact to the community here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jackie Dooley. My family and I have lived in San Clemente since 1985 and have a lot invested in this community. We don't want to see any part of it ruined by a toll road, a wasteful toll road that is completely unnecessary. I'm opposed to that toll road, any route, in so many ways, for so many reasons. How much traffic is it going to alleviate, frankly? The traffic in San Clemente is really serious only on weekends and primarily on Sunday weekends. All of the toll roads in Orange County have proved to be financially non-viable. Yes, you can drive really fast on them, it's great, but there aren't any cars using them, and which is why they're not financially viable. My home would be very directly affected by the Route 17, which would come up to Camino de los Mares. But considering all the places I go in South County, it would be heavily affected by many of them as well, including La Pata and the one that would come right through eastern San Juan. So again, very strongly opposed. It would be a ridiculous thing to do this, and perhaps above all, I'm mystified how the TCA could in any way recommend a route that would involve creating more chaos on Interstate 5 after we've just been through 3 years of chaos on Interstate 5. Thank you.
Well, good evening. At the presentation for the toll road, and everybody's in town seems to be against it. And my thought was, I have been against it for over 20 years, helped stop it at Trestles, wanted La Pata built through before Talega was built. In honor of Tom Padberg, I'm here speaking for him. I'm glad La Pata finally got done. I think I have a solution, and that's part of it. They want to know east-west. They say a lot of our employees come from Manistee and et cetera. Let's take care of Ortega Highway. That's a death road. And also, I'd like to just say that how we're going about things with who's ever making the decisions in that ought to look at a solution, not just say no all the time to it. Obviously, we need some relief on traffic, and I think an east-west, as they've been proven, needs to be taken care of. That's basically what I have to say. I'd like to make sure that it gets in the file. I've been at the one you had in Mission Viejo, and this is the second time. I'd like to see it have some guts to it.
My name is Jack Eit, and I'm an urban planner. My company is Wild Heritage Planners. and I run the website wilderutopia.com. I've been working on the toll road and South Orange County issues for, 15 years now. And I've been working on Southern California planning issues since, for 30 odd years. Wild Heritage Planners was working with the Sierra Club back in 2004 to come up with alternatives to the massive development at Rancho Mission Viejo. And we were the group that posited that they should develop on half the amount of land and focus the development in villages and save the San Mateo watershed. And included in that was saving the watershed from a toll road that is unnecessary. The real need is east-west traffic, not north-south. And we've been saying it for 15 years, and we're still saying it. It's harder to do now because Rancho Mission Viejo, they didn't take our assertion that it should be 8,000 units. It's planned to be 14,000 units. Only a fraction of those have been built. It is going to be an absolute traffic nightmare. The toll roads, every single alternative which has been approved, will not help that. So what is necessary is what we call the Beltway, connecting the 241 to the 73. Right now, you're going to have to underground it. Talking to Elon Musk could possibly do that. But the reality is, I'm not sure what the end game is to come up with these absolutely insane alternatives. My family lives near one of them in San Juan Capistrano on the edge of Camino Las Ramblas. There's no explanation in a planning, in a transportation, in just a reality for every single alternative put forward. There is an alternative that looks at something like the Beltway. I forget the one right now. I think that one needs to be looked at seriously, and before the future of that community, the Ladera area, the Rancho Mission Viejo, and San Juan Capistrano and Mission Viejo. For San Clemente and South San Juan Capistrano, there's other solutions that are more localized that are necessary. I'm not sure why they didn't listen to us in the first place, but actually I know exactly why. It's money and it's blindness. So thank you for letting me speak.
My name is Jerry Colomer. I'm a 20-year resident of San Clemente, and I've been battling the stupid TCA toll road ideas for all 20 years. And like most of the residents, probably 99% of the residents in San Clemente, the latest idea they've had is even the stupidest idea. But all the ideas are stupid. So we're recommending one thing for TCA, or for the people that run the transportation situation in California, is abolish TCA. Get rid of it. OCTA can do everything they do. Caltrans and OCTA can work to solve all of the transportation problems. We don't need this stupid toll road organization that is basically a failure. It's the 73 was supposed to be paid off by 2015. It's now 2055. It doesn't work. They don't, maybe if there were supposed to be freeways, maybe if there were freeways, that would help. TCA is an abomination. It shouldn't be in existence. Abolish TCA. Save San Clemente.
Hi, Allison Martin. So I'm a 15-year resident of Southern Orange County. The most recent 6 years has been a resident of the city of San Juan Capistrano. And we also moved here for the open spaces and the quality of life in a small historic town with quite the history going back to 1776 with the mission. And I volunteer, even though I live in San Juan, I volunteer in San Clemente. I attend church here, support the businesses, and have many, many friends in the city of San Clemente. So I'm basically here every day driving the roads, and I do appreciate the work that OCTA has done to improve the traffic, but we do notice a significant improvement without the need for an additional toll road. And I want to go on record as opposing all the proposed routes of toll roads in Southern Orange County, especially routes 14, as well as 13 and 17. All of them, I feel, are poor conceptual ideas and they're poorly aligned. They're destroying, the potential would be to destroy the cities and the open spaces and sensitive ridge lines in landslide prone areas, especially in San Juan Capistrano, and the landslide areas in San Clemente. The ridge lines have historically been protected in San Juan Capistrano, and I feel that there's no room in any of the city's general plans for the type of devastation that a toll road would bring by bisecting a city that's already developed. And none of us moved into those areas looking for toll roads to be developed, and we had no prior notice of such. If there was notice, we would never have bought in those proposed areas. The only proposed alignments possible for routes 13 and 17 and 14 are in immediate proximity to 3 different high schools, Tesoro, San Juan Hills, and San Clemente High School, exposing thousands and thousands of our students to toxic emissions and dangerous even impacts of accidents or disasters. And that the toll road's poor fiscal management is another area of concern, with funds raised and financial failure of their models, as well as refinancing debt over and over again, just delays the problem and it pushes basically the peanut down the road. Poor fiscal management in the past shows not a lot of room for hope that it would be done well in the future. The TCA needs to pay off its debts and stop the gravy train to the other bands of consultants and fundraising donation schemes to other local loosely organized civic groups and business associations. And if these routes go through, if 13 and 17 go through, they will hem in San Juan Capistrano on the south. Ortega Highway widening will bisect the city on the north, and I-5 bisects San Juan Capistrano on the west side. Will be basically becoming just an armpit of southern Orange County. It sounds extreme, but we'd be surrounded on all sides by those roadways. Just as San Clemente would receive the brunt of traffic on their local streets. So just encroaching into these historical towns is just unacceptable. So thank you for your time.
My name's Linda Williams. I'm a 14-month and 24-day resident of San Clemente. Attended my first No Tow Road meeting 9 days after we moved in. We hadn't even finished unpacking. But went to 4 TCA meetings first 8 months we were here. I live above the high school. If Route 14 came through, I would literally be looking at not a freeway, a tow road in my backyard. I don't even see a reason why the tow roads need to continue studying that route. I look every day out my backyard at St. Andrews by the Sea United Methodist Church. Ancient landslide. Their hill is falling down. And it's, to me, if you start pounding and putting those that freeway in there, all of those hills are going to slide. You don't need an environmental impact study to see that. All you have to do is look at the hillside at St. Andrews. That just makes, I don't know why the TCA continues to spend more money. They're talking right now, he just mentioned that, this is a 3 to 5 years they're going to be studying these things before they even get to the next step. Why are they wasting all this money to do that? All you have to do is look at that hillside and you know it's a bad idea. No one except for that one lady, wants a tow road in San Clemente. I previously lived in the Inland Empire. I still go back there. I drive the roads all the time, and it's not San Clemente people making the traffic in the freeway. It's the people outside of San Clemente coming in to Orange County and going south. So why destroy our community for somebody else that doesn't live here? I just don't see it. Like I said, I go back and forth all the time. We go up there, we have no problem with the traffic. There is not a traffic issue going the other way. It's coming this way. And like I said, since they finished the Pico interchange, we've noticed that. We used to camp down at Pendleton for 20 years, and we would see all the traffic there backing up at Pico. It's not there anymore. So there's many other things to do besides a tow road, and I oppose a tow road. I didn't really want to speak here, but I want my voice to add to all the people to say that we don't want a tow road. Thank you very much.
My family moved to San Clemente in 1967, and over those, I guess, nearly 50 years now, we've seen the changes, losing the Orange County, losing the orange trees in Orange County, losing the cows on the hills in San Clemente. And the last thing this town really needs is a toll road. Traffic is not a problem. it would destroy this community. And I just don't want it. I won't support it. And I'd say 99.99% of this town would agree with that. So please, no toll road. Thank you.
My name is Linda Lansom. I've been a resident of San Clemente for 27 years, and I'm vehemently opposed to the toll road coming through our town and actually pretty much devastating our town. I don't understand how an agency can come through and just tear down buildings and homes and just plow through with a toll road. It doesn't make any sense to me and destroy the lives of many people that live and work here in San Clemente. Just recently, the Caltrans have finished expansion of the I-5 here in San Clemente and some other road improvements, which has drastically helped the traffic on the north and south I-5 through San Clemente and some of the neighboring areas to the north. The toll roads that are in existence right now are hardly ever used. They're pretty empty. I had an experience coming back from Miramar on the 15 coming north. We were going to take the 15 up to the 78 and go over to the I-5 to San Clemente on our way home. The traffic on Friday evening was bumper to bumper going north on 15, and then the toll road, the expressway lane that you pay for, and the HOV lane were wide open. We were able to go on it, fortunately, because we had two in our car. But the toll, just to go from a short distance, was $8. Nobody wants to pay that. It doesn't make any sense. That did not help the traffic on the 15. It was still bumper to bumper, and was going to take over an hour to get from Miramar up to 78. If they were able to have that extra road or lane to be able to travel free on it, it would have freed up a lot more of the traffic. I don't know who makes the final decision on how the toll road is going to be done, if it's going to go through San Clemente or some of the other options, but based on some of the things we've heard this evening, it sounds like it really isn't going to help reduce any traffic problems. And in fact, it will create an immense traffic jam in San Clemente when the toll road, if it does come through San Clemente, connects with Pico. We have a high school right there, and from what I understand, it's going to be just feet away from the high school. The noise and the exposure to a lot of bad elements from the cars going through that area. It doesn't make any sense to me how you could just ramrod a road through an existing town like that. Thank you.
My name is Cheryl Heinecke, and I live in San Clemente. I was born and raised in Orange County, and I'm 71 years old. And right up front, I am against not only the toll road going through San Clemente, but any additional toll roads in any place in Orange County. I'm lucky enough that I'm affluent enough where I can afford to pay to use the toll roads, but the vast majority of people in this county and in other counties cannot afford to do so. I frequently use the 73, and I frequently use the 241. My husband and I are retired, and we travel back and forth between Newport Beach a lot from San Clemente, and then we travel a lot, so we use the 241. And like I said, unfortunately, most people who live and work in this county cannot afford to do that. I drive to Newport Beach 3 times a week on the 73 and to take care of my granddaughter. And during the rush hour periods, up until 9:30, 10 o'clock, there's a fair amount of traffic on there, nothing like backing up anywhere close to it. And you pay close to $10 for me to use the toll road. Like I said, I can afford to do that, most can't. When I go on the 73 after 10 o'clock in the afternoon, it is basically a ghost road. There is virtually nobody on there. In fact, the only people during the rush hour, I'm sure the only people that are using it are either wealthy or well-to-do, or can write the tolls off as a business expense. The average Joe citizen can't afford to use it back and forth every day. The argument that we need this toll road to bypass the I-5 is to go to San Diego is just ridiculous. First of all, we have I-15. The people in inland, San Bernardino, Riverside, we use the 15 to go south. Even the people in North Orange County who live Yorba Linda, Anaheim Hills, Fullerton, etc., it would be much faster for them to go on the 91 over to the 15. My daughter drives to San Diego once or twice a week for business, and she told me personally that there was no reason for them to build this.
I was born and raised in San Clemente. I'm 55 years old, so I'm a 55-year resident here in San Clemente, and I've seen a lot of changes, good and bad, but the idea of bringing a toll road through San Clemente, or really any of these towns that have existing communities, is completely ridiculous. The toll roads they built, the 241 to 73, are further in debt when they were supposed to become free. The TCA has not built a road for over 20 years, and so they're just a self-fulfilling prophecy. They take money from bonds and development fees, and they use that to pay PR firms and lobbyists to keep themselves alive, to tell the public that they're a necessary body of pseudo-government. They have eminent domain rights, but they don't really answer the same governmental controls because they take private bonds. That's why Mike Chesney said we are self-funded. They're not self-funded. We have all paid, you, me, anybody that lives down here has paid for these development, and the bondholders are expecting a return. Well, only way they can get a return is if they keep raising the toll road prices. So let's think about how ridiculous this idea is. And whether you're in San Juan Capistrano, Dana Point, San Clemente, any of these towns that have the different routes going through it, it makes no sense. We have existing communities. We've widened the freeways. We've done a lot of things to alleviate the traffic. And I know I personally would be willing to spend an extra 5 minutes on the freeway to keep a lifestyle, as opposed to jumping on a toll road that is absolutely ugly, gross, and would change the lifestyle that we've come to enjoy. So my statement is I've learned a lot about the TCA. It's an extremely corrupt organization, and it's just they recycle the money amongst themselves. It's a small group of people, and they work with these economic councils. They give themselves awards, and then they cycle the money through the different bodies they've set up. So this is Jim Habig, 55-year San Clemente resident, and I'm against the toll road. Stop it and abolish the TCA.
I was born and raised in San Clemente. I'm 40 years old. I was born at the San Clemente Hospital. I'm a third-generation San Clemente resident. I own a business in San Clemente, third-generation business as well. I love living here, and I would love to see our town stay the same and even get better. And I feel like the toll road and all other building that we are doing, the way the town has gone is really negatively affecting our city. And to build a toll road that's going to bring more traffic from the Inland Empire, from the new Rancho Mission Viejo area, from all the Inland Empire into San Clemente is going to further congest the roads, El Camino Real, Del Mar. There'll be no parking. It's a terrible idea. Those people now can get to Huntington Beach and Costa Mesa and Newport quickly from Corona. They would be able to get here even quicker now. So the roads are going to be more congested. Then we're going to have to widen the freeway. Also, the idea of the toll lanes on the freeway is ridiculous because you're taking lanes off of the freeway and making people to pay money I've seen how that affects the 91 freeway. It's ridiculous. You got rid of the carpool lane and added toll road lanes, and that is an awful idea. I will fight until this thing is done and the TCA goes away. Please leave our town alone. Do not bother us. Do not build here. The several ideas that you've had, the one through Forester Ranch, the one down Pico, and the one at Trestles that has already been shot down are all very bad ideas. Do not go through with these. Please stop. I don't support this. I don't know anybody that does support it. That's my piece. I hope you take everything that has been said at this meeting and further meetings to heart. It's not all about the dollars. You need to look to future generations and how this is going to affect our community and our children and their children's children. So please stop the toll road.
My name is Misty Larijani, and then I am a resident of San Clemente, almost 20 years. And then in the beginning that I walked to the San Clemente, I feel peace in here, not much building, not much traffic, not much people here, and then we just going to the road very fast and very clear everywhere, so peaceful. And then they bring the traffic here, bring the builders, just got lots of lands, and then they build and build and build, and every minute just I see the passing the cars fast going back and forth, and lots of people coming, community here, and this place is already full of the building, of the traffic, and then we don't need more traffic to bring it to this town. And then with making the toll road to bring the other people from the far away here and makes it more polluted, makes more crowded and more traffic. It doesn't help for the people of the San Clemente to get rid of the traffic. We don't have traffic here much in the 5, and then when we commute to going to the work or places during the weekday, but in this weekends there is a lot of traffic. The people coming from the other places to here, and then especially going to the beaches, and then we don't need much traffic here. We don't need much people coming to our towns. We need to leave our town away from the toll road and all the other traffic that is caused more pollution. And then toll road makes our town, destroy our town, and kids don't have places to play, and then going to school very crowded, and then all the houses that we build the houses here, they're going to destroy our houses we use, and the airs, and all greens that is the ocean coming from the ocean, and then they want to destroy the town. We bring the toll road here. No toll road in San Clemente. We don't need it. Please go away from our town and get your hands off from San Clemente. That's all done.
My name is Courtney Morrow. I'm a resident here of San Clemente, and I'm here to vehemently oppose any extension of the toll road in South Orange County. Bottom line, TCA needs to go. They have not delivered on their promises. They've been around way too long as it is, have accrued way too much in debt. They need to just pay down the bonds and abolish themselves. I'm here on behalf of my kids, on my husband and I's future investment with our home here in San Clemente. I'm not about to see them come through and destroy our land, destroy our open space, create an environmental disaster for my kids and our future. And that's it. We will not stop. Please get the message and go away.
I am Michael Metcalf. I am a resident of San Clemente. I am here to express my opposition to the extension of the 241 toll road into San Clemente. 3 minutes isn't very much time to present a well-reasoned and well-documented argument against this project, so I will be limited to a few bullet points. So here goes. This project will be environmentally damaging to our city. It will be noisy. It will emit large quantities of toxic fumes. And it will create tremendous visual blight. It will be an enormous, brutalist concrete structure in the middle of town. It'll be ugly. On top of that, it won't even improve transportation. It will impede transportation between one half of the town and the other by creation of an enormous concrete barrier. And it won't even improve regional transportation. It will be redundant with the planned widening of the I-5. And as 100 years of experience of building highways in this world, more highways result in more cars and worse traffic. So, to summarize, do not build the proposed extension of the 241 toll road and abolish TCA.
As I said, my name is Mary Ann Comas. I've lived in San Clemente since 1986. My investment in my house is all that we have. If the TCA comes through, we will lose our life savings. San Clemente is all built out. This toll road thing is making me very nervous and upset. They say that the road needs to be built for future residents. Where are they going to come from? Any traffic that we would have is going north on the I-5. Going south, traffic could back up in Camp Pendleton. This would be on the weekends. The whole idea of a new toll road going through San Clemente does not make sense. If they must build this thing, it should go around San Clemente and connect into Camp Pendleton. Camp Pendleton has to come to terms with this. They already have the I-5 straight through it. Another road is not going to hurt. There's plenty of land not being used past San Mateo and Trestles where it would not impact the area. Please give up going through San Clemente. The 73 was supposed to be paid off a couple of years ago. Now we hear it won't happen until around 2054. What happened? False promises make me not trust the TCA at all. They have not built anything for the last 20 years, but still they are in debt. Pay off your debts first and then think of building more roads. If you can't do that, it's time to close up shop and go away. I feel for the poor people that drive the 91 freeway every day. The toll road on the 91 was supposed to help with traffic. I've seen the 91 freeway bumper to bumper in traffic. The extra lanes for the toll road are hardly used. People cannot afford the toll road fees. It's only for wealthy who can ride the toll roads. If they opened the empty toll roads to everyone, traffic would be a breeze. It's a no-brainer. We do not need the TCA. It's time for them to close up shop. They missed the boat.
Hello, my name is Robin Brandt, and I'm a 20-year resident of San Clemente. I want to make it clear that I believe the so-called transportation solutions being proposed are wrong-headed and just plain wrong. First, the toll road concept was conceived in the 1970s, and our transportation needs have certainly changed dramatically since then. And we can certainly anticipate that in the next 50 years, they will change even more. We already are seeing things like flexible work hours, changing transportation technologies, and an aging population in this area that has a less consistent commute. Why must we spend billions of dollars on ideas whose time has passed? Second, the TCA has proven itself to be a terrible steward of money and trust. They have never met a budget, have failed to pay off debt as originally promised, and will demand ever higher tolls and development fees. I do not believe the citizens of Orange County should be in the business of offering welfare to a few highly paid executives and consultants. We need to revoke their authority to do anything other than pay down their debt, and that will certainly keep them busy. Finally, there's a moral imperative to avoid destroying property, health, and wildlife for a pointless expansion. None of the proposed routes, including the managed lanes, avoid seriously harming individuals and institutions. The cost is simply too high. The TCA has been determined to ram some version of this project through for years, in the face of many strong arguments against it. Along the way, they shape-shift their solution in search of a problem. Please recognize it for what it is, a money grab on the part of the toll road industrial complex. Enough.
San Clemente is known to be vulnerable to wildfires. So vulnerable, Alert OC is to install panoramic cameras to catch wildfires that threaten our town. San Diego Fire Authority and Fire Captain Kendall Bortesser stated, in cases in which the investigator was able to determine a cause, most wildfires this year and last were caused by vehicles. The official cause of the Carr Fire in Northern California is listed as mechanical failure of a vehicle. That fire was first ignited after a trailer's tire blew out and the rim made contact with the pavement. That incident sent sparks into the dry brush, igniting a blaze that traveled up California Highway 299. Traveled up California Highway 299. Each proposed toll road route through San Clemente is like the wick of a candle. A vehicle will cause the spark, but the real cause of the fire will be each of you if, with full knowledge, you choose to act imprudently, with a total lack of regard for the public health and safety of the residents of San Clemente by voting for a toll road route through our town.
I actually am in favor of alternative public transportation, whether it be additional toll roads, light rail systems, or other alternatives to commute throughout South Orange County. While a lot of people are opposed to the toll roads, it gives us an alternative to have additional access in and out of South County to North County, San Diego, with the fact that we are becoming a highly impacted city and South County is growing rapidly. We need other forms and alternatives for public transportation. Thank you.
I have a few concerns about the toll road at this time. Number one is that I don't have easy access to information, so I don't know what the latest is, and I find it difficult to find that information. The latest I've heard is that they're going to be going through the unincorporated areas, and I'm very concerned about that in terms of the environmental impact, and then also how it's going to affect the homes in the area. Number one, I'm against the toll road for the traffic impact, and I don't want additional traffic in San Clemente because I live here, and I don't necessarily think that it would be a benefit to have additional people like in our communities. And then I'm concerned about eminent domain taking over some of the homes that are here as a result of them adding in the toll road. I don't know if that's something that's happening, but I've heard that, and so I'm really concerned about people losing their homes. And then finally, I'm concerned about the traffic affecting people's views. I know that people pay a lot of money to have this serene, tight-knit community with beautiful ocean views, and I think that adding a toll road would be really negative in that regard. So that's all that I have to say. Please take those into consideration. Thank you.
Okay, I'm here just to tell you that I am opposed to the toll roads and anything that goes through the city of San Clemente. No toll roads.